Hi, Heather.
Hi.
Hi, Rachel. How are you?
Sorry.
Sorry, RoseAnn. We're messing it up already for you.
Hi, I'm RoseAnn Jansen, and this is RoseAnn Talks, and today we are talking with Rachel Archelaus and Intimate Alien. And hi, Mary and Heather and Rachel, welcome. Rachel, as you know, or probably know, is the founder of the Intuitive Art Academy, and an author, amazing person, amazing coach, and she's also a very multidimensional person and being. And so today she is inviting another aspect of herself from another dimension, another planet, to join us, and we can ask questions of Intimate Alien and see where it goes. So I'm so excited, if you can't tell. I've been looking forward to this all week. So I would like to welcome you, Rachel, and welcome Intimate Alien. And I would love if you could introduce yourself, Intimate Alien.
So, first of all, this is Rachel right now. I've been talking with Intimate Alien this morning. She does this. Like, I've realized I have nothing to do with this. I don't know how to do makeup, but she does. And I just actually learned this morning, and you can ask her about this if you want, but if you don't care, that's cool. She does the colors like I do my intuitive art. So the colors that she picks for her expression means something too. Like, so today we have pink, orange, and green. And she's coming in, so you can talk to her in a second. But she was saying, like, my orange is a mental color. It's like thinking, and pink is love, and green is creativity. And so she thought that would be perfect for her first conversation of being like in like a mental color. So I just, I can feel her coming in because I'm getting more and more excited. I think she has to stand in order to speak, so I'm going to stand up and adjust my camera.
Okay.
You can ask her anything you want. She's never done this before, so I've never channeled her for other people before, so you guys are the first. And she's very, very excited, so beware.
Oh, I'm pretty sure we'll match excitement.
Okay, can you still hear me okay?
Yep. You could lift the camera a little bit more.
Up?
Yep.
That's as far as it goes, so that's good?
That's good.
Looks like I have a helicopter on my head.
Yeah, well, could be appropriate.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to take just a second and, well, do you have any questions about that, first of all?
Not right now. Mary, do you have any?
No, thank you.
Heather?
All right, I'm just going to take a second. You guys can talk for a second or not. I'll let you know when she's fully engaged.
I've had some interesting developments and downloads myself this week, and one that I particularly want to ask Intimate Alien about, and I think that's why I was guided to wear this scarf today. If you can see, it's all patterns. And so one of the things I got was pattern maker showed up. and they said they pull patterns from my mind, and then they repeat them to have a calming influence on me, and that they do this for humans. So I think this is so cool. And I do see a lot of different things, and downloaded a lot of different things and get help from all over the place. So I am so totally stoked about this. So,
Hi.
oh, hi. Oh gosh, Intimate Alien, we're so happy to have you here.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Okay, can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from and what it's like?
I'm from another place. I live on a planet, but it's not really a planet. It doesn't have like I have feet right now, and we don't really have feet. So we kind of float around, and there's no real ground anywhere. We just make it look like we want to, and so we can make it look like anything else, and it's really fun. And so we can. Where am I from? That's where I'm from. um, we can say that we are from, and I channel now because it's mostly. See, Rachel channels me. I channel my group. So my group, we are mostly together. So we mostly merge together, but we can be separate if we want to be. And so it's really fun. And we can say we are from the Pleiades, but that does not really matter because there are so many different forms of Pleiadians. And so I am one of those who can be separate, but can also be in a group, and it feels so good to merge with other beings. And I am so excited. So I hope that answers your first question.
Yes, that's very exciting. I love that you can do that. That's one of the things we strive, well, many of us strive for here on Earth is to that oneness, to experience, being all together as a group.
Yes.
And what that can lead to. And we're very excited about moving towards that on this planet. Can you give us any help on how we could get there?
I say first I would like to say that you not judge each other, but at first you have to not judge yourself because you put up barriers to feeling that oneness within yourself first. So we are see-through on my planet. Sorry, I keep looking at this and not you. So here.
Okay.
We are see-through, and that means that anyone can see our thoughts, our emotions, our desires. We cannot hide from anyone. And you have so much trouble with hiding everything from people. You are so afraid of letting other people see you and your real desires. And that is a big block to feeling oneness, because you cannot feel oneness with yourself when you are hiding, and you cannot feel oneness with anything else, even your source, when you are not being honest. So that is a judgment too. You are afraid of doing something wrong, and you cannot do anything wrong. Actually, Rachel's working with a new word now, trailblazer. You are here to be new. You are here to make your own way and make your own combinations of things. And so you are here to be something no one has ever seen before. And that requires a lot of not hiding, because it could be easy to be afraid of showing new things to the world, but really that is why you are here. So if you love all of you, every single bit, that is the first step to feeling that with others or with Source.
Thank you so much for that. That is one of the things. I just did a program, Advanced Spiritual Adventure, and that's kind of where we're headed, like trying to help people to get away from that, away from hiding, and the knowledge that we are actually transparent also.
Yes, yes. Like an octopus. An octopus always changes colors, and you also can change your colors.
Oh, awesome. I love that. I love that. Okay. One of the big fears here is that, well, like talking to aliens and other beings, experiencing other things outside of the normal realm, is people have a fear that they're being misguided. And what I get is that we're not. We just aren't.
Well, what's misguided means you trust something else other than yourself first.
Yes.
So we don't really understand that. We don't get that because we can't do that. We have no capability of doing that. So learning to understand that you are your own truth, that's it. There's nothing else. No one can misguide you anyway, unless you let them. I mean, you give them your hand, they take you to the park. That is your choice, no?
Yeah, you're right. You are right. That's interesting, and I hope that settles in with everybody.
Do you not feel your truth to yourself? Is that a thing you don't have?
I don't think we're there yet. I think it's something that we're striving for, and that gives you an idea there, right? We're striving for it instead of just letting it be, which of course it's already there. So all we have to do is let go of the illusions.
That must be lonely. I see now. You are lonely.
Yeah, that's right. That's I was thinking about it over the last few weeks, and that is exactly what I boil it all down to. Is all our problems is that we're lonely. Yeah, yeah. That's
I
the
do not know lonely.
yeah. I can see that in you. Like you're so bright and so happy and so full, right? Fulfilled and full. And I love that. Yeah. What else? You don't really have a societal way of being then, like we do here, which supports the separateness.
Well, we have parameters that limit us like any other dimension. We choose to be in that place of being a whole or being a separate or combining or creating what we wish, but we're not, we're still playing. We're not at source level. So we have society. We don't have your kind of agreements, but you as well do not have agreements anymore. So that's what I'm so excited about is you don't have to choose that anymore, and you can be much more like me and much more like my group. In fact, you know the experience of when you are with your soul group, you feel so excited, like so in love with another person, so calm, so timeless, and you have that experience just like me, and you can go there more often. Rachel points out that that sometimes your society prevents you from having a free time with people. You make rules about who you can be excited about. So I see that is still there, but it doesn't have to be for you. You can choose to relate to others as you wish.
Nice. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, and that is falling away slowly here, but slowly. Mary and Heather, do you have any questions? Has anything come up for you?
Well, I'm just reading Neil Donald Walsh's fourth book, Conversations with God, and it's about awakening the species. And he talks about beings that are helping this be accomplished on our planet.
Mhm.
And I'm just wondering how she feels about that and whether she's involved at all.
Of course. Oh, we all are. Everyone where I live is so excited, and we either look upon you like a television, or we come here and participate, and we are so excited. I'm so excited about your planet and your growth, because now you can have more fun and you can talk to us more. I wish not to say this in a mean way, but you are like the babies who cannot talk. But you are so cute, and we love you so much. And we want to hold you and play with you. But before, we could not talk to you. And so that was by your agreement, of course. And there have always been people without that agreement. But generally, we could not speak to you. And so now we are so excited to speak to you more and more and to be friends with you. We just want to be friends. And of course, our energy does help you evolve. We don't have to do anything in order for that to be true, just as your energy helps others to evolve just naturally. So, and also you all have aspects of us within you, so you're all doing the same thing that we are doing.
Thank you.
That brings up something else too. Like, do you think that like Heather and I were just talking before the call, that as a soul being or a part of spirit, that we, in our evolution, we become different things as we evolve until we go fully back to source?
It is not a linear process. You do not need to earn a right to be anywhere or on any dimension with different roles. It's not, there's no earning or deserving. You are a source being, and you will always be part of source. And so you can choose to put your energy wherever you wish and as many places at one time as you wish. So does that change what you were saying, or was that what you were saying?
That makes it better.
Okay.
That makes it more sense. Makes more sense.
There's no, I wish I want to transmit to you my feelings of relief because it feels so heavy to be here.
I thank you. I can feel it. Yeah, boy. Heather, did you have something?
Well, I'm just curious, excuse my poor voice, when you talked about having desires and all these emotions in your body, how do they show up? Do they show up as a color that people can see, or do they show up as a symbol that others can see?
That's a great question. I love that question. I will say that it does not show visually unless we prefer it to. It mostly is a vibration that radiates from us. So if anyone tunes into us, they will feel our current state. And so if we have a desire to create a house, we of course don't need to wait. But if we have that desire and we have not made the house yet, and our group feels the desire for the house, they may come and help. They may come and say, oh, would you like a purple roof? Would you like a basement? Would you, of course, we don't have these things, but would you like bushes? And so we create a beautiful representation of that desire together. And if no one feels inspired to come and help, then we do it without that. But we are always in sync with one another. And actually, you are all practicing that as well. So you know when synchronicities happen, right? When a friend comes and you were just thinking about doing something with them, or when you start a new project and then all of a sudden the right help is right there. That is the same exact thing that we do on my planet.
Very cool.
Wonderful. Yeah, very cool. Okay. I am wondering about how you interact with all the other beings, and all the other, like you come and connect with us, and do you connect with other dimensions and other places as well?
Yes, of course. And do you wish to know just about that, or about where I'm from as well?
Everything.
Okay, sure. We start there. So there, in my planet, Rachel calls me intimate alien because we are there is no boundary between us. So again, we can merge with others one at a time, with everyone, with a group. We can all decide to be a group at the same time. It is, again, that desire resonance that forms those bonds, and then we lose the boundary of our singularness and then become a group, and we feel so you would say, like imagine a cuddle of a lot of people. That's what it feels like, and it's a beautiful thing. And that's why you respond so well to the love feeling on Earth, because we are living that feeling, whether one of us alone or in the group. It's always a feeling of love. And of course, as a group, we feel all the aspects of everyone involved, and so it becomes a greater expansion of love. And there is you have sex here, you merge physically with the sex, and that is a wonderful way to do it. And we have a version of that, but it's not physical. And it's I feel, when I say that, I feel the confusion and heaviness you have around the sex, and we don't know why you bother with that. That's a funny thing to do. And so on the other dimensions, there's in between us and you, there are different examples of that oneness and intimacy and love and companionship. And it's like the fairies. they love sex, they love together, and they can choose to be physical or not, and they can choose to be like us, like a energy, or with a body. And so I love to visit them. I love to visit the fairies, but I don't visit others very often because I am here, and I choose to be here. That's my desire. And so if my desire is to be somewhere else, I go, but usually for a visit, not a long time.
So cool. Okay.
Oh, and I must say that Rachel has many beings in her, there's no word for that yet, but you could call group. She has a group, and she is a group, and so I get to interact with all of those groups, all of those other, because they are also groups. Like, I am a group and I am a one. It sounds confusing, but it's not. It's not. I get to speak with all of them and merge with them, and it's a beautiful feeling of meeting with them as well.
So how, okay, this is kind of, I'm not sure I'm asking the right question, but do you choose people on Earth to connect with, or is it,
Here's a good thing. So this is Rachel. She's fading for a second because she's telling me I need to drink water. So
okay.
This is how easy she comes and goes. All right, let me. Okay. Oh, can you say that again?
I was wondering if it's a mutual choice for you to come and visit somebody, your group, or you individually, or any of your group individually, or do you choose people who are more receptive to it, or how does that all work?
I see. Okay, so how did I get here?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
okay,
basically.
okay, so first of all, the word mutual, everything is mutual. So there's no occurrence that happens with another being that is not mutual, because that's impossible. There's no other way that you could link with someone if it's not mutual. And that is true here. Your non-physical self is always in charge, and even if you don't identify with that part of you, that is who you are. So you could not, okay, you are the master creator, so nothing can happen to the master creator without the permission. Rachel is not, so there is no Rachel. Rachel is not a being. Rachel is a placeholder, she says, and she holds the place for this group to come, and that was all synchronicity. There was no discussion, of course. There was no, it was an energy. So Rachel, it's hard to say. She is the merging of these beings, and they come and go. They do not need to be here. There's no they have changed. Her angelic group has changed. There are 3 members right now. There used to be 5, and there maybe more in the future. I believe a 4th is planning to come when the resonance is there, and so Rachel is just a, we call thought form, possibly. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay, so that is that answer your question?
And that actually that fits with another thing that I teach too, in that we change what we need comes in, and what we don't need anymore goes out. And so this clarifies that and makes more sense. So yeah, thank you for that.
Yes, I will tell you one more thing about that. So your bodies are generated, of course, through biology. You are also altered when your soul comes in or your group comes in. So that changes your everything about you changes, because we are all energetic, of course, right? So we are all an energy, and that is what is creating all of this. Oh, she burped. She burped. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, sorry. Not you. I want to say, you are also sometimes altered genetically by us. So we, no fear here. There's no fear here. It's all permission, of course. But Rachel was altered genetically as well. She was taken as a baby while she was still in her mother. And we changed her genetics so she could hold more of this energy, and so that I and all of the others could be more free to use our technology with her. Does that make sense too?
Yes, it does. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And one of the things that people on Earth tend to believe is that, well, they're separate, but that they are victims. And so that things are happening to them without their control. And so I'm really hoping to dispel that. And yeah, what you're saying is going a long way towards that. Thank you.
Yes, of course. I mean, but also there again with the judgment. So we're not saying you are judging them, but this planet is undergoing a massive change. And of course, there is no victimization, but you can choose to believe that. And doesn't it feel so good to know inside of you that you want to go buy a donut? And Rachel can't eat donuts, so that's what came into her mind. So you want to eat a donut, and you know that it's far away in your future, and so you feel the longing for the donut before you go and you eat it. And eating it is wonderful. It's a great thing, but it's quick and it goes away, and then you want another one. So you have chosen on this planet to prioritize the moment between the desire and the getting. You feel more in that moment than in the getting. And so you chose to feel certain ways for a long period of time or a short period of time so that you could integrate and learn from that. So choosing to feel a victim is the same thing, and you learn a lot from that. And so there's no wrongdoing from feeling like a victim, because eventually you will get the donut, you will get the realization, you will get the awakening, and that stops the cycle and closes that door of being a victim, and you have a beautiful life, you have a beautiful story, and a journey. And so we've all chosen these journeys. I mean, Rachel, she has chosen a journey, and that was me. I said journey, sorry. So be loving to each other. All right, I think she's starting to fade now. This is the longest I've gone. So maybe we wrap up here, if that's okay.
Yeah.
I can still talk to her. Like, she's still here. It's just like being her, I think my body's fatigued.
I had one
You
other.
can ask her questions and I can still answer, of course.
I had one other thing that ties together here. What you're saying, or what Intimate Alien is saying about us liking that space in between the desire and the getting. That would be why it takes us so long to create things, right?
No. So she's saying there, here, I'll sit down to like differentiate.
Okay.
So she's saying that that's a little bit different because it's all its own agreement, and like it depends on the person. So like regular people, you're manifesting every single day. I mean, every single day is a manifestation, right?
Yeah.
So we're always creating our reality. Choosing to live out a victim life is just what most of us signed up for here, because we were born before the time of 2012 when all those rules went away, and we wanted the experience of living a regular earth life before coming into the awareness of the more. So does that answer that a little bit better?
Yeah, absolutely.
And also there's no rule or agreement that everyone has to wake up. And so just by beings populating the earth right now, they're doing work. They're clearing for all of us. They're, transmitting their energy, which is not necessarily as it seems, and so everyone's on their own journey, and there's really there's no need for everyone to be at the same speed or the same level or to even want to grow,
Yeah, and I think that's when you start awakening, that's one of the illusions, is that you have to everybody has to go with you. Everybody has to be brought up. Everybody has to be fixed. Everybody has to be enlightened.
Like what's wrong with everybody else? Yeah,
it's
nothing.
Yeah, nothing, exactly. And it, excuse me, that's a lesson to be learned. To just let everybody have their own adventure.
Everybody's still source.
Yeah.
Everybody is still source. You are everybody. Everybody's us. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, wow, this has been so much fun.
yeah. So now that I'm back, can I ask you guys what your experience of that was like?
And she has so much energy. She is so vibrant. And, you know, like I can't help smiling in her presence because she's just so much love and energy and light and excitement and joy, right? And those are all things that I would like in my life, right? More of than what I have now. And so, yeah, she's so attractive to me. And I think much of her experiences I have memories of, and so I find it a little bit difficult to be in this world where it's different. It's so much more physical. I find it a little bit difficult, and I think a lot of people do. Yeah.
I know. I was so I like let her do all this stuff, you know, the makeup stuff, and I mean, it's fun. But then, like, I was integrating with her while we were doing that, and then I had to pee, and I peed kind of half me, half her, which of course is the same thing, right? Like, I'm just a different proportion of her. And the feeling of peeing was like so bizarre. And I remember as a kid, that's how I felt it too. It's like, what? Why do I have to do this? This is so weird. Just like when I burped and she started like laughing. Oh my God, that was funny.
Yeah, it's so, yeah. Sometimes I find being here is so weird. Yeah. How about you, Heather? How do you feel? What was your experience today?
Well, I feel the same way as you. She's so high energy and happy and bubbly and exciting, and it's contagious. Everybody wants more of that compared to being here in this 3D world. When you look around, you're like, oh boy, but that's what we strive for. It was fun.
Well, thanks for being here. I hope you feel better soon.
Yeah, I know. So do I.
Mary, I have you on mute. I'll unmute you. Would you like to
Okay.
add anything?
Not really. I was just kind of questioning I'm kind of new to the whole waking up thing. I mean, I've certainly been aware of it for a long time, but it didn't seem like it was sort of upon us until recently. People like you, RoseAnn, and so on, talking openly about it. And I've gone back and read The Seed of the Soul and books that I bought 25 years ago that, I don't know, I either read partially or I really didn't get them. I'm not sure. But anyway, she said, or maybe Rachel did, she said, you know, people don't have to wake up. That it's your choice. Everybody has their own journey and so forth. But why, I mean, I look at her as, you know, being more awake, more loving, being able to merge with other people and so forth, and not having all our singularity. You know, I would think that would be a more desirable state to be in. So why wouldn't people want to do that?
Yeah, I know. It doesn't necessarily make sense once you have the awareness of the other options, but that's the journey that we wanted to play. And it's kind of like I don't know, I don't have kids, but I remember when I was a kid and there were just times when I wanted to be sulky and I wanted to be miserable. And like my parents just had to let me do my thing. You know, you can't force another being to want to be different, even if you know that it would feel better. And like in my life right now, even when I'm upset, I feel this background of satisfaction of like this inner smile. And so I was really mad the other day, actually, before I went away on my trip. And I was just like, my chest was like tight, and I'd never really feel that amount of anger ever. And it wasn't directed at anyone. It was just a feeling that came up. And I just remember feeling, oh, this is such a good thing. I'm so glad I'm feeling this right now, because then it won't be trapped in my body anymore. And so these other people who are choosing to be in maybe a not so fun feeling for a long time, they're clearing out their bodies of it. It's like they're choosing that. And I'm sure in some level there is a satisfaction there. Like on the higher level, there is a purpose for that, and there is a pleasure in that as well.
I would actually like to say something about that too, because yesterday I had all these weird emotions, feelings and things happening. And I could watch myself, like I find more and more I watch myself and see how things are happening. And it was so funny because I could see myself enjoying it.
Yes.
So it was a stupid sequence of events and states of being, and yet I was keeping myself in it, and underneath I was actually enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so bizarre. Being aware of that kind of stuff is really an enjoyable place for me to be, actually. Yeah.
Yep.
So, oh my gosh. Does anybody else have anything that they would like to talk about or ask Rachel questions about? What Rachel, actually, how do you feel as Rachel having all these beings?
Well, I am all these beings, so it's hard to say what the difference is. It makes a lot of sense. So like, growing up, I grew up seeing all these things and talking to all these beings and seeing my relatives and feeling energy, and so it makes sense, you know what I mean, that I'm like all of that with a body.
Mm-hmm.
What was really weird is like December of last year. So I had been talking about myself as a group being for a long time, a couple of years. And then last December, I had this huge, what has been called a dissension of spirit. I didn't know that term at the time, but it felt like all the beings that I was, which I could talk to all and bring in and like be them, get their view, focus on one over the other, etc. Feel the difference in their energy. Like, what would the angel say as opposed to the fairy? What would, the alien say as opposed to, I could do all that already. But then in December, it felt like they all went in. So instead of me referencing them as outside of me, I was them. And that happened over like a month and a half, that whole process. And it felt like an identity crisis. I was like, because I couldn't see myself anymore. I just was. It's like when you travel too close to the sun, you become the sun. You know what I mean? Like yourself burns up. And so I had that experience last year. And since then, I think I've made more sense to myself. Do you know what I mean? I don't know really how to describe it. It was a bizarre feeling. I felt like, who am I? What is going on? What is this? Even though I'd already referenced myself, right, as a group being that and really embodying that was a whole new experience. And so I think that's what's allowing me now to channel them independently embodied, because I've always channeled everything and I could isolate, but I've never fully embodied before and done that. So I think it's really neat, and I just love continuing to grow and seeing what else I can do.
I can't quote the Bible, but what you're talking about, I know is referenced in the Bible. That's transformation. Like becoming close to the sun, and then the little you burns up and you are the sun, right?
Yeah.
That to me is huge.
I heard Matt Kahn talk about it once. He said that, I mean, he didn't, I don't know if he used, I think he did use that reference, so that's where I'm getting that from. But he said, like, one day, a long time ago, he took a walk around the block and Matt never came back. Like, that's basically what I'm feeling.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not sure this question is relevant now, but it was in my mind, are you aware of when different groups come in and leave? Are you aware of, in this world, are you aware of when it's happening?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's not like that necessarily. It's kind of like, so if Rachel is like a pie and there's all different slices and all the different slices are all her different aspects, maybe at one point there's like 2 slices that are intimate alien and only 1 slice that's angelic, and that will change a little bit depending on what I'm doing, or if I'm channeling intimate alien like I just did, she'll be the prominent one, but I can still hear my angels. I can still talk to her and she will talk to me at the same time. So it's not like anyone really leaves or comes. It's just varying degrees of energy at one point in time. And if there's more energy of a certain group, yes, I know. And because they all feel different. And so I can feel the change in that energy. Yeah.
I for many years now, I've been having the experience of things showing up and merging with me, and I'm not, I'm not as aware of it consciously aware of it during the day, but yeah, like it's pretty interesting that we are so far much more than we think we are. Yeah, here yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, this has been such an amazing conversation, and I'd like to give you all another chance before we wrap up, any questions or anything that you would like to add. I will just unmute you all.
No, thank you.
Okay,
Thanks so much, Mary.
Heather?
I enjoyed meeting you.
Did you have anything, Heather? Sorry.
No, I didn't.
Okay. Rachel and Intimate Alien, do you have any last words? Not last words, but for today.
Yeah. No, let me ask.
You're very quiet right now, Rachel.
Oh, she's just saying thank you, like jumping up and down, saying thank you, thank you, thank you. She was really sorry we left kind of abruptly there, but again, I haven't done this before for people. Yeah, she's just so excited. So excited. Thanks for doing this.
I'm so thrilled that she came, and I just feel so much love and connection with her. And Intimate Alien, thank you so much. You have given us so many gifts today, and I'm so grateful to be able to participate in this and to help get this out into the world, and this knowledge and acceptance of how much more we are and how much more there is to experience and to be, and ways of being. And I thank you, Rachel, for that as well, for being who you are. You're amazing.
Thanks. Likewise, yeah, you all are. As an Intimate Alien, so not only am I different, like, I bring out different energy, but I have kind of like I have like different powers, you know what I mean, when I'm embodying different parts of me. So I could feel all of your energy and all your ET energy as her. I mean, I can do that now too, but it's like right up front when I'm her. It's also really cool. So you all have your own, you know, ties to different places, dimensions. So thank you.
Well, thank you. And thank you all for joining us today. And for everybody who watches this, I hope you enjoy it and learn as much as I did from today. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Mary. And we will see you all. This is RoseAnn for RevealYourLife.com and RoseAnn Talks. Goodbye now.